All right, today we're looking at the 5517 Acer Aspire. Very nice laptop, kind of business oriented. It's got a kind of look to it that kind of like get the job done, bare bone necessities, but it's actually a really nice laptop. It's got a lot of really good features, great specs, it's got dedicated graphics, and it's got a nice display. So let's just jump right into it. First of all, let's talk about the size. It's a 15.6-inch laptop. The display is 1366 by 768, which is a really nice resolution. It will do a native 720p file, and that is kind of a weird number, but is very popular nowadays. It's like the new resolution to run 16 by 9 aspect ratio, so you don't get letterboxing when you run movies. Multimedia is becoming very important to everybody, especially people that own laptops, and so it's really nice that you don't have letter bars when you're watching movies on a plane, on a business trip, or just for fun in your house. So that's really nice. Nice LED backlit as well, so it doesn't waste as much power. You do have a 6L lithium ion here, so that's going to give you a pretty generous battery life. Also, since it's a 15.6-inch, it's nice to see that you have a full-size keyboard. It is that flat kind of chiclet-style keyboard. It's really good for typing, but it also has the full number pad. So if you're used to using that for business, you're entering a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of formulas, a lot of data entry. It's really nice for that. It's a little bit smaller than you're used to. It's not a full-size number pad, but it's a pretty good size. And if you're used to using the number pad, your fingers will kind of accommodate themselves, and you'll get used to using it on a regular basis. Now, it's actually powered by a TK42. If you don't know what that is, it's an AMD 1.6 gigahertz processor. It's kind of the equivalent to, let's say, an SU9400 Intel chip. So it's an ultra low voltage. It's going to give you great battery life. But it is a dual core, and it's pretty powerful. It's reasonably powerful. A lot of times, you know, the processors are getting really, really fast. Not everybody needs that. If you're just going to do Excel and Photoshop and stuff like that, you don't need a huge amount of horsepower as far as the CPU goes. It's better to have something that's a little bit slower that gives you a really good battery life and is very, very efficient, so that's really nice. Now, on top of all that, 4 gigabytes of DDR2 memory. It's also got a 320 gigabyte hard drive, which is very, very large. A full-on DVD super multi-drive is also on board, and so it's basically pretty well set up. Let me take it for a quick tour. Now, usually I show you the front, but there's not really much going on here. As far as media keys go, there really isn't anything. You can turn the trackpad off, and there's a button here for some Acer dedicated software that's run inside, but basically the front is pretty much blank. You do have a nice size trackpad, pretty generous 2-button setup, but there's no media keys. Now I will start you up over here on the left hand side. You have a AC power over here. This is your 10100 Ethernet, which actually complements your 802.11g wireless. It's also on board. A VGA port for hooking up an external monitor, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and then 1/8-inch jacks for your headphones and for your microphones. Now when you move over here to the front, you have a couple indicator lights. This one over here is for power, and this second one over here is for battery. When your battery dies, that will light up. You have a 5-in-1 media card reader, so it's going to do your SD, your XD, your Sony Stick Pro Duos, etc., etc., and that's basically it for the front. There is no latch on this laptop. Over here, you're going to find your DVD. It's a super multi-dual layer drive. It's going to do just about every format you can throw at it. Plus Rs, minus Rs, RAMs, ROMs, any dual layer DVDs as well as CDs will all work in here. And then finally, a Kensington lock over here, which is also very nice to have now. It does have dedicated graphics, like I mentioned earlier. It's actually the HD Radeon 3200. It's got a dedicated 256 megabytes of memory, but you can add up to 1.9 gigabytes by sharing the memory with your system memory. So it can be a reasonably powerful dedicated graphics. It will play some HD video files. It will play simple games, like you could probably play World of Warcraft on here, no problem. So if you want to make sure you have something that's dedicated graphics, this does have it, and it will do it no problem. And basically, besides that, you've seen it all. It's a very simple laptop, but a lot of times it'll help you get more work done. It doesn't have a lot of media keys. You're not going to be hitting buttons by accident. It's a reasonably sized keyboard, 15.6 inches the size, but it still has the number pad. It does have everything else. So you're expecting a webcam and a card reader and a DVD drive, and it does run off Windows 7 64-bit Home Premium, so it's a very, very nice laptop, and it's at a great price. And if you're in the market for something like this, especially good for business, I definitely think you should check it out. It's really nice. If you have any questions on it, feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Acer Aspire 5517 15.6-inch laptop, type in A180-15650 into any major search engine. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.